please give him a big welcome, Marcus Wilton.
Hello, I'm Marcus Wilton and I'm really glad to be here to talk to you today about what's special about me. But first I'd like to tell you how I came to be involved with the ADHD Foundation when I was just 6 years old. I'm only 10 now, but Grandma says I'm 10 going on 20. It probably just seems like 20 years to her. I live in Warrington, and although I get looked after by the doctors there was nothing to help parents and carers understand ADHD better. So the foundation came to Warrington to put some training on, and me and Grandma were invited to attend. The rest is history, really. We have been involved with them since, and I'd like to say thank you to them for helping us and giving me the opportunity to speak here today. Okay, so these are some of the things that are special about me. My special birthday is 070707. Grandma said it could have been worse. It could have been 666. I have a great sense of humour and love telling jokes. Like a maths teacher said to his class, if I have 5 bottles in one hand and 6 in the other hand, what do I have? And the student says, a drinking problem. I have a really good memory for facts and I am really good with computers. I can sing and I love all kinds of music. I have superpowers, ADHD, high functioning ASD and PDA, all with honours. I also have a puppy called Coco. Coco is 12 months old and is training to be my service dog. He is my best friend and he helps me to be less anxious. He comes to sit with me when I get upset and puts his paws on my shoulders. The idea is that when we are both sensible enough, he will sleep in my room to keep me company for that night, but we are both a bit giddy for that yet. It will take about another year or so for him to be fully trained, but we are learning together. Having ADHD and autism means my brain is wired differently. A good analogy is that it's like being a PC in an Apple shop. I see the world in a different way and some people don't understand that. Sometimes on bad days, I don't think I want to be this boy anymore. Some of the things I need help with are listed up there and include difficulty making and keeping friends. I get anxious in certain situations and this can affect my behaviour. I am really impulsive and don't think about the consequences sometimes. I also find it hard to concentrate and I am easily distracted. Oh look, there's a squirrel. I definitely find it hard to listen when deep down I know I need to. I have sensory issues. Some clothes don't feel right and strong smells and tastes make me uncomfortable. I also don't like loud noises unless of course I'm the one making it. ADHD and ASD affects people differently, but for me it's like I'm living with a brain that races past everything, yet I know I'm expected to notice the important things. But while that's going on, The brain is also rocketing through thousands of random thoughts. It's like trying to do your homework while watching TV, but someone else has the control and can't make up their minds what they want to watch. That's what it feels like for me. It feels like I'm in a living room with loads of TVs with the volume low, all playing different channels. In that room are also lots of people having 6 different conversations at the same time. The dog's running around with his toys barking. Someone is trying to get my attention and gets upset because I can't filter out the instruction from all the other noise and activity in that room called my brain. I'm juggling hundreds of ideas, feelings and thoughts constantly, which often means I can't concentrate on other things, especially conversations, listening, following instructions and just focusing on what I need to focus on. It's exhausting when you feel like you're switched on all the time just to be able to keep up with the world. I skipped a page. Oh. There. When you have more than one thing going on alongside ADHD, it's hard to get the right medication, so I have tried lots of different ones over the last few years. My ADHD nurse has worked hard for a long time to get the right medication for me. I had a lot of side effects from some I tried. Some made me sick, some made me sad, and some didn't work at all. Eventually, after trying loads of different ones, I now have a mixture that works for me and helps me to focus better in the day. There are still some side effects, but the positives outweigh the negatives at the minute, and I know without them I won't be doing so well at school. Actually, the nurses that look after me are here today. I got in trouble for not mentioning them at my last conference. So hi Carol and Ruth. Thank you for helping me. Come on, stand up. That's for all the times you've wound me up in the clinic. Whoa, looks a bit like me, doesn't it? I started nursery like most kids at 3 years of age. Not that I remember much about it except being moved from one nursery to another and eventually moving into a regular primary school just after my 4th birthday. Right from the start I struggled in a class of 30 other kids. Even with a 1-to-1 and a shed full of meds, I still had the concentration of a gnat. No one really understood why I was so distracted, why I struggled to do what was expected of me in class. The ones I found hardest to do were sitting quietly, concentrating, getting on with work and not shouting out. It didn't help when teachers and teaching assistant said, "This is easy for you, Marcus. You're bright. Just get on with it." It was easier to be the class clown. Then I would get taken out and given my own workspace. To me, that was a result. The school was great and tried really hard to help me, but towards the end of year 4, after I managed to get into the school admin system and remove the programs I hated doing in the afternoon, and later changed the passcode on all the iPads and wouldn't give it up. True. The head, my grandma, and the local authority decided I needed a more nurturing environment. So we found this. This is Rossendale School. It's a special school with really small classes. There are only 4 other children in my class with a teacher and a teaching assistant. This means they have more time to support us. It's not as noisy and as busy as mainstream schools. This helps me to concentrate better and complete more work. I'm not different anymore either. There are loads of other individual Marcuses, some in girl form. I've been there just over a year now, and although it took a while for me to settle, I really like it there and know it's the right place for me. So much that on presentation day this year I received the awards for the most improved pupil. Seeing as my head and deputy head teachers are in the audience, surely that's worth a stick or so when we get back to school. Just thought I'd throw a quick picture in of me with my award. After all that, I want to tell you that there's also a great side to having ADHD. I think about it as my superpower. I have loads of energy and don't need a lot of sleep. I'm not sure that at 5 o'clock in the morning everyone in my house would agree with that being one of my finest superpowers, but hey-ho. I have a really good memory, which means I find learning easy, but only when I'm interested in a subject, of course. My head is full of hundreds of interesting facts, like what's the smallest ocean in the world? No one. Answer, the Arctic Sea. I told Grandma that when I was 4, and I don't even remember it now. I have really good communication skills. I'm funny and I'm really good at music, computers and quizzes like Countdown and The Chase. I also get to do really cool stuff like speaking at conferences like this. In my old school, there was no one else like me. My old school is called Barrow Hall Primary School. In my old school, there was no one else like me. They used to call me the Flash because I was always running around, and so I used it as my alter ego superhero. I was different. I stood out by a mile and liked being different. That difference makes us individuals and brings out our talents and gifts. We make great actors like Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe, great sports stars like Louis Smith, great comedians like Rory Bremner, great singers like Justin Timberlake, and great businessmen like Richard Branson. I just can't wait to discover what my special talent will be when I grow up. So what's there not to love about ADHD and being a superhero, especially when you get cool photos like this? That's not me, by the way. That's Grant Gustin, who plays Barry Allen, the Flash. So that's it from me, really. I hope you've enjoyed listening to all about me and my take on ADHD. I wanted to finish with something that I think sums me up, and I found this. I may not be who I ought to be. I know I'm not all that I want to be, but I've come a long way from who I used to be, and I won't give up on becoming what I know I can be. Thanks for listening.